Hey guys, hey YouTube, Martin here. Excuse the mess behind me, but this video is I want to show you a really cool way, actually, how important water pumps can be for you, how beneficial they can be, how much they can help you. So I have this big water pump. It is a 2500 water aqua medic, I think. Can't really see it very well. It's pretty old, but I have a 120-gallon tank here that is in desperate need of a water change, and I'm trying to take the water out, and basically, let me just out of the picture here. I'm trying to take the water out, and I want to take it directly out to my washroom, to the sink, and then back from the sink to the aquarium. So I don't have to take it out bucket by bucket by bucket. And there really is no functional hose I could locate that would work very well with this water pump. The water pump has a little plastic adjustment here. So what I've done is I've gone and I've got a regular garden hose. It's about 15 bucks for a 50-foot hose. In my case, it's actually longer than it needs to be. But the water pump, what I've done is I've taken the hose end, and there is usually a rubber piece in here. So I've taken the rubber piece, I've put it on the end. You guys can see that, the white little rubber piece. I put it on the end of my water pump, and it actually goes in here pretty tight inside the hose. Let me just show you guys. It's pretty tight, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is not for this to be outside of the tank. It's going to be inside the tank. So now all I'm going to do is just attach it to the water pump, the original bit. It's a screw on top. So I'm just trying to basically make this happen with something you might already have in your household, like a garden hose, right? You don't have to go out and buy 126 or 130 or something dollar hose. Well, this thing didn't tighten enough. But it's just something that you can easily do and lower into the tank. So I'm going to do that once I've got this all set the way I want it to be. As long as it holds, that should be fine. And it's not holding as well as I want it to. So let's redo this a little bit better. Let's move that plastic rubber a little bit down. And trust me, this does work. It's just a matter of me getting this going. So hopefully you got some time. I'm upgrading my fish room as well. So maybe I can tell you guys about that. I'm putting in new power bars into everything. Let's see if this holds for at least a few minutes while I drill this into the tank. So my tank is a little bit more complicated here because of my shelving being so low, and I didn't have the time to take it out. So I'm working with, you can see the pump is going in, and I want to put it at the very bottom. That's the idea. So I suck out the dirty water from the very bottom. So if you guys can see, the pump is now located at the very bottom. This whole fish room here is still a work in progress, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go secure the other end. in the washroom. Make sure that it flows into the tub, and then I'll come back here and we'll power this guy up. So stay tuned for a few seconds. I'm just gonna go do that right now. Okay, I'm back. So if all goes well, what we will be looking at is the water level starting to drop here and the water pumping out. Let's see if I can grab the camera away from this. And like I said, excuse the mess. It's still all being worked on. So I'm going to go ahead, plug my water pump in to my power bar and see if it'll do the trick. So there it's plugged in now. So the water pump should be pumping the water out into my other room. It is a very long hose, so I'm not sure if I have enough power on this pump. But if all goes well, you should see the water come out, and there it is. You guys can see the water leaving the tank through the hose. So hopefully that's something anybody can rig up just to save yourself some money on some expensive hoses. Pretty simple. What will happen is this will pump out the water for me. And look at that level dropping already. We can see it drop, just going down right away. So that's the idea, is to have very little work there other than gravel cleaning that you guys normally would do. So another thing I'm doing is I'm putting in new power breakers new power bars. I have a couple of these guys. Let me show you guys. So I have two of these guys. I'm going to be making this fish room nice and secure so that it's worth spending the money. These are really good because they twist and turn, and they have a lot of space for different sizes of plugins. So that's me working on the fish room and showing you guys how you can do something that normally could cost you a lot of money, but in this case, just using a regular water hose, you just attach it, and here we go. Look at the water going, and I'm not doing anything. I'm not using buckets. I'm not in a hurry to do anything. I just let the water go, filter it out, and then what I'll do after that is I'll power the water back up. Basically, I'll swap ends. I'll put the end where the pump is here into the tub, and then the other end back here. So I'll turn the water on in the tub, and it'll put the fresh water into the tank, and I can put some medicine into the tub for chlorine and so on. So this is really cool, very useful. If all you need is a pump, they do cost a little bit of money, so make sure you get a more powerful pump, maybe even than the one I have. This is a 2500. I'd go with something even higher. If you only have to spend money one time, but after that, it saves you a lot of headache, a lot of buckets that you would normally have to take out, and it saves you money on getting the hoses too. If you use just a regular garden hose and just rig it to the pump. Not everything has to be store-bought, right? But be careful what you guys are doing. I'm just showing you what is working for me. It is completely up to you what you guys do. how you guys handle your stuff. This is just me showing you what I'm doing, and how cool it is, and how much time it saves me to just change the water. And you can see the water is yellowy, and that's because I've been curing some fish in here. There was one fish that was sick. I had to give it medicine for 3 days, and now I need to change the water as much as possible here, and that's what's going on. Now also remember, I have 2 heaters in here. I need to shut them off. So what I'm going to do, I have a really handy plug here, and I'm simply just unplugging my heaters. Why? Because they can burst when they are out of the water, and I'm going to take the water down a bit further. So also keep an eye on your filter, where the filter intake is. Mine is down there. If the filter is on, you don't want to go below that. You want to stay above that level, because you don't want the filter to suck up air. And sometimes it's a very good idea to shut the filter off as well. So I have that plugged in. I can shut that off too. All right, you guys. So it's key to keep your upgrading your fish room as much as possible. New power bars, just water pumps, anything you feel that will improve it. Keep going, and eventually you guys will have a better fish room, better fish room. I mean, it's only a matter of time before you perfect your fish room to what it is supposed to be. It doesn't have to be perfect at the beginning, but it does help to keep working on it like I'm doing. And hopefully some of this stuff I'm sharing will give you some ideas as to something you can look into, possibly, do it. Stay safe. Always remember to stay safe. If you're a beginner, don't try any of this. But eventually, when you get good, you understand the pumps, the filters, everything. This is a piece of cake, and it doesn't take much to do. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. There's a little fish button somewhere. I think it's on this side. Yeah, love a like if you liked it. Thanks very much. Bye.